Hello. Well, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to this month's for November's International Town Hall. And I'm really excited to be here, but I'm also a bit sad because it's going to be our last one for the year. We've agreed that for the end of December, it's obviously vacation time with our families, and we're not going to have a town hall, whether here in Vancouver or online for the international audience. So this is our kind of recap for the year. And what a year it's been. A lot of time has gone by, but it's gone by so fast, and we've had a great year in many ways, and we've also learned a few things along the way. And what I want to do today is last month's was more our strategic double and three and how we're executing against the program in terms of initiatives and KPIs. Today is going to be a little bit more of a review of 2018, the calendar year, kind of by the numbers, and kind of have things that worked out well, things that we didn't quite work out well, and kind of set us up for 2019. So why don't we get started? After this one, I'm going to have Matt Boland get up as a representative of the Innovation Gallery Day, and he's going to speak a little bit about December 20th and how we're all going to apply innovation real time to set up new ideas, demonstrate new ideas for ideas to think about in 2019. So stay tuned at the end of this video after my presentation. Let's get started. First of all, 5.7 million in sales revenue for year to date. That's of last Friday. How does that do? Is that good? Well, actually, it's a 16.5% increase year over year. So we're continuing this top line sales revenue growth rate, which is phenomenal. We've got that one figured out. However, it is less than the target that we said we'd achieve. In fact, it's 75% of the target. That gap or that miss is not MI Data, because that's actually grown into a $700,000 business and it's up 300%. Edu and Careers are up 54%, so it's not those two. And it's not Mining.com, because that too has also grown about 20%. What the gap is around our Evaluate project. We're going to talk a bit more later on about the impact of the delay of the launch of Evaluate had on the company, but that solely gap there is around Evaluate. And I'm sure you can tell through the emails and the activities and the meetings that we've had here, we are all over it, and we're going to course correct and make sure we get this product out there to be successful, but we're learning as we go. Internationally, sales are 1.170 million, which is phenomenal, and it's a continued growth rate of 9% increase year over year. And I got to remind too is that last year, internationally, we grew, believe it or not, 70%. And so we're still growing, and we've actually stopped marketing in a couple markets, specifically down in Latin America. And so we've shortened and kind of made a little bit smaller international market space, but we're still continuing to grow, and I thank all of you for that. But here is the hurdle that we are all going to be climbing in 2019. We had said all along when I had that S-curve in last month's presentation around the 3-year double and three plan. Year one was polishing up the core. Year two is kind of executing on the current customers we have with the current best products in their new state. And year three is profitability. And profitability is something that we're showing, some glimpses of hope on. But if you look at this trend line behind me here, you'll see that looking at from January up till about August, we struggled as we invested in Evaluate and as we invested in our processes and other products to get to that positive EBITDA. We had a slight kick in September, which we were pleased with. A little bit was some kind of capitalization of some expenses, but it also was the first time in many years that we showed that we had an ability to be positive EBITDA. In October, we lost $112,000, and while that's not good news, at least it's a 49% lift versus the previous trend line that you can see behind me here. So improving. All hands on deck for November. This is going to be the month that's going to be the true view of what our new business P&L is going to look like. We've had a great sales month. We're predicting about a 550,000 new sales number for the month, of which half will be recognized this month, roughly, and half will be deferred out into the next 12 months. We have about $200,000 that's being recognized from sales from previous. So all that growth we had before, we're finally now seeing that growth and recognized deferred revenue. And we also have the new restructured expense model. And so I'm feeling confident that in November, hopefully we'll get the numbers in the next few days here, that we'll see an even more positive result into positive EBITDA. So the next 12 months will be really taking all of our new products, all of our new processes, and in many ways, our new people, and applying that and making us in a profitable business. Net Promoter, our number one measurement of customer satisfaction. Pretty much across the board, this has been one of our success stories. And you'll see here, Edu is a plus 50, excuse me, which is phenomenal. Careers is at plus 37, Mining.com at plus 30, and Mining Intelligence Data at plus 7, which is still positive, but it's not where we want to be. And that still is a bit of a hangover, if you will, from the August server failure, when we actually had total failure and our customers' inability to be productive within the Mining Intelligence Data product. And even though we fixed that problem and we're back up and running and have been for some time, people still remember that. And it takes a little while to kind of regain their confidence and ultimately get evangelized and get positive Net Promoter scores. But again, I'm confident that was going to turn back around. We've had 2 mergers. First one, an internal one, where we merged Edu and Careers to create eTalent for all the right reasons, because we know we're talking to the same decision makers and we can offer a broader suite of development and recruitment talent tools. And the second one is the Northern Miner and InfoMine, creating what we call internally the Mining Information Group. And that was kind of in around the last 2 months, where the 2 teams elected to just go for it and start working together. And we already now have some operational rhythm going. We see some early wins automatically. And we're really excited going into next year. And next year we'll also see the final merge into the Resource Information Group, including our energy group that's based in Calgary as well as London. And then we will truly be the Resource Information Group. Over the next few weeks, specifically December 12th and going into the new year, we have steering committee meetings that are happening that we'll be looking at the final pieces to put together so that we do it quickly, timely, but with integrity, and make sure this merger is 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. We did launch, as we covered last month, a lot of new initiatives and a lot of new products. We have Evaluate, which we mentioned was our first product in 5 years. We have the Customer Experience team, which before was just a line item on our plan to page, but now we have almost unilateral coverage around the world to take care of our customers, either when they're buying the product or when they're in the product. We created the Cloud Data Lake, a very sophisticated cloud-based data of all of our databases merged with all of our other tools to help give us the most accurate, timely data to make decisions, but also to create better customer experiences. We launched the Futures Intelligent, the promotion for Edu and Careers, aimed at C-suite decision makers to go out there and download white papers to start thinking about how to attract and develop top talent, but talent for the future. We launched end-to-end operations, and these are a series of meetings that happen every 2 weeks around the end-to-end customer experience and our end-to-end business, all the way from marketing to websites to trials to I bought something to the first 10 days they bought it to the first year to renewal, and making sure that we have accountability and an understanding of every step along that way and start running our business in an end-to-end operational manner. Mining.com is launched now in terms of the reinvention of Mining.com, where we're going to give it not just a new look and face, but make it the gateway for our company online. And finally, we have the Innovation Catalyst program, of which we've now trained up about 90% of the staff, with a little bit more of the international group that we're going to work on. And we're going to start applying, as I mentioned, starting December 20th, making innovation part of our DNA. Employee satisfaction overall is at 80.35. It was 80%. You know what? I'll take any increment I can get. So 0.35% better, I'll take it. There is a new survey next week, and I ask all of you to take 15-20 minutes and stop and just fill out the survey. It's the same 32 questions that we always do, and this is your chance to provide voice to the company, about the company, and let us know what's working, what you love about the company, what are the areas we can work on. And I think many of you now realize that we take this very seriously, and every time we do a survey, there's always something that we've fixed up, but something new develops that we got to work on, and we sign teams and become accountable to make sure this is a great place to work. Some other facts around kind of demographics of our staff. 37% are new to the company or new in role. That's down slightly from about mid-year, where it's 43%, but 37% are new to the company, new to role. 63% are new to the management team. And that's a big change. And we have new people, new leaders, new ideas, and we really want to make sure that this team is bonding, working with trust, communicating, and thinking holistically as one company. And in fact, on this week, this Tuesday, we had a management team offsite, where we actually got together to kind of get this team gelling. The week prior, we did quarterly business reviews. So we dug into the business side of it and just kind of how we can strategically and execution-wise do our best. But Tuesday was about making sure this team, this management team, can do its best. And we did a couple things. One, we did journey lines, which is a bit of a presentation in terms of a person's life, career and personal, highs and lows mapped out. And it gives us a chance to see what makes people up and what their history's like and why they are today. We did fast feedback, which is an intense session where each management team meets face-to-face, for 90 seconds, and you got 90 seconds to say, here are the strengths that I've observed in you, that I want to see more of, and I love it, and that's why I think you're a great colleague of mine. But you also, here are strengths that I want to see you start to develop, or things to start doing, or things to stop doing. And it's real-time, face-to-face, accountable feedback to build trust, but also create awareness of the strengths we have and the areas we gotta be cautious of. And in spirit of full disclosure, my feedback was on the good side. People do like the fact that I am strategic and I provide good vision and a good positive energy. People enjoy the fact that I actually, do put people first. I really do care about everybody in this company and want success for everybody in this company. And even though I have a very positive atmosphere and a positive attitude, I can make tough calls. On the areas I got to work on, though, and that is, no surprise if you know me, is that I have to slow down. Just slow down. I get going so fast and I want to get so many changes underway that I get ahead of myself and I get ahead of the company, and I have to hit pause sometimes to allow everyone to kind of catch up and execute on the programs that we're doing, and I just got to slow down. And I think the second part too is that part of that desire to drive the company and desire to innovate, the expectations I set are so high, whether it's launch targets, sales targets, other KPIs, the expectations I set are so high that are almost unattainable sometimes. And I kind of set us up for failure in certain cases around not being able to achieve those targets because maybe they weren't the most realistic. So point captured, point taken. I understand that, and I'm going to be working on that to try and slow down a little bit, but also be a little bit more realistic in my expectations. I encourage all of you, by the way, to reach out to your manager and ask them, what was their fast feedback, and find out what they learned about their peers and about themselves too. Next, interesting enough, in terms of the demographics of the company, we are actually at 51% of those who identify themselves as female, 49% who identify themselves as male, and that's a perfect split, basically 50-50 across the company. And interesting enough, we have a 50-50 male-female management team. And especially in a tech atmosphere, that's impressive. That is really impressive. A lot of companies struggle in a tech atmosphere to get that 50-50 perfect balance because we need to be diverse and have different perspectives. Overall in the company, there are 21 countries represented in an employee's place of birth. So we got people from all over the world with all different ideas and backgrounds contributing to this company. However, only 20% of our company are visible minorities. And we need to have that ethnic backgrounds and a different diverse perspectives to have a holistic thought process and a holistic company. And so that's something that we should be cautious about and think about and making sure that we're bringing in all types of people from all over the world. Overall, we did 254 hours of We Care volunteer time, which feels great, but is also the right thing to do. In Vancouver, we have one new office that is now, the permit's been set in. We're still on track to move roughly around April 1st. We're looking at some new furniture and so on. And what this means to this audience here is that we'll have a collaborative, very productive, very innovative atmosphere, and it's going to supercharge our culture, and it's going to supercharge our ability to go out there and do the right things for customers. Because where you work and the atmosphere you work in is so critical, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about this great location and this great new office and this confidence in this company. Innovation Catalyst, 43 people have been trained on our innovation program and looking at the 8 tools that we've all agreed on are going to be the tools that we're going to use. And innovation doesn't happen quickly. You said in the first survey we did around employee engagement, we need to become more innovative for our customers, for our staff, for our company. And we created the toolkit. We trained on Innovation Catalyst, this program that we do over a 2-hour window. And we will have everyone in the company trained up very soon. And now we have to start making it part of our DNA and make innovation something we do on a daily basis, which we're going to speak to a little bit later. And a little surprise here, at least for the Canadian market, applicable, we've been recertified as a top 1% great place to work. So this is our second year in a row. And what this means is that we actually are consistently being seen by our staff and our employees as a great place to work. And this puts us in the top 1% of all Canadian companies. And it's a critical view of how we run the company across a whole various complement of questions and so on. But also it puts us in this echelon of kind of rarefied air companies, and I'm really, really proud of this. And again, this is consistently the second year. So we are certified till November 2019, and I cannot tell you how proud I am of that. Again, this one's a little bit more Vancouver-centric, but again, back to productivity. I've got this number behind me here, 9,135. And you're probably wondering, okay, what's that? You have no idea what that is? Well, we have a machine here in Vancouver, and what it is a coffee machine. And on the coffee machine, it has a digital counter that, for some strange reason, I'm obsessed with. And I go in and I look at our daily averages, and I figure out how much coffee we're drinking, maybe something about productivity. But we're actually down. So last year, here we drank on average 41 cups across 261 working days. Now we're down to 35. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing or what it is, but drink more coffee, be more productive. But I think it's kind of a fun stat. And kind of to summarize, in terms of what we learned and next steps, what did we learn? Well, delayed launches have a huge impact on this company. So in case of the Evaluate one, where we came out about 6 months later than we thought we would, that 6-month delay causes a 6-month delay to us going to market, a 6-month delay in marketing the product, a 6-month delay in sales pipeline, a 6-month delay in actual deals closed. And it has a huge impact on the plan as well as the financial performance. So as we get into launching more products, let's learn from this one and figure out how we can be really buttoned down and set expectations to deliver what we promise. Proactive course correction, quickly and often drive the results. What this means is that you launch a product, it's not over. We're just getting started. How do we make sure we optimize that end-to-end process I talked about? So every step along the way, the customer moves from one step to the next to close deals to renewals. And speaking of customers, we got to put them first, middle, and the last thing that we do in every project and every initiative. We cannot go on an intuitive or I think we should do this. Talk to customers. We've had so many eye-opening, enlightening moments when we talk to a customer about what we should build, what we already have, and how we can fix it. Driving innovation takes time to make it part of the culture. It's not a light switch, as I said many times before. It takes time, and we're actually working at it, and we're not going to back off on becoming more and more innovative, and we're going to make it a structured approach to innovation. And as I mentioned previously, we really are a great place to work with year 2 behind us in terms of certification. Final takeaways. 2018 was an overall good development year, but our fiscal results were not quite what we anticipated, missing out on some sales revenue and that EBITDA. We'd hoped to start coming in-month positive EBITDA around March, April, May, and we're now just starting to see that now at the end of the month, so about 6 months behind. So we really need to focus on that return on investment. What I mean is investment into products like Evaluate, investment from our stakeholders and our shareholders from Glacier who bought into the company. We need to start proving that back in terms of this earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So let's close out this year strong with sales. I even see in the last 24 hours all the committed sales that people are standing behind saying, I'm going to stand tall and bring these deals in. I know I'm going to bring them in. That gives us a chance to forecast with some accuracy on how we're going to close this year, and I thank you for that. Let's operationalize the go-to-market Evaluate and really nail it and just figure out how we're solving customers' needs with this product. Continued expense management. We're lean and we're mean, but still just think twice and make sure we're spending money on the right priorities that are going to make a customer or employee's life better. And our Double and 3 plan is the plan that in year 3 is focused on that profitability. So we're in a great position for 2019. You think about 2-3 years ago, the company was okay, but we had products that needed to be invested in. We had processes that needed to be invested in, and we had people that needed to be invested in. We've done that. And so now going into 2019, as this push for profitability, we have the tools at our hands to go do it and execute. So that execution, let's have a sense of urgency around it and really make 2019 the year that we'll all talk about. So on behalf of the entire my management team and myself, I want to thank everyone for all of our efforts. This has been a tough, heavy lifting year. It's been a busy year, but I thank you. What I'd like to do now is actually, I'm going to call up Matt Boland. Matt, you want to come on up?
Hey everyone.
I think you've seen Matt in these videos 2 or 3 times. If you haven't, Matt leads our customer experience team, again, which I mentioned earlier is a new team to make sure we provide the ultimate experience for all of our customers. But also Matt, Akua, and Emerson have been assigned with an amazing task to go out and drive on December 20th, our Innovation Gallery Day. And I'm excited about this one. This is a first-time approach for the company, and I want all of you to be engaged. And maybe Matt, if you can kind of give us a little brief on what is this day, what does it mean to the company, and then kind of get into a little bit of the details of what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, as Rob has mentioned throughout the year, we've really pushed to try and innovate. I think it's helped in a number of ways in pushing some of our previous existing products forward, as well as pushing forward our newest product, Evaluate. We want to keep that going into 2019, and so Rob has tasked myself, Akua, who if you haven't talked to or met yet, she's leading the live events for Edumine right now, and then Emerson, who's one of our relatively new but incredible developers. So the 3 of us are going to try and organize this day on December 20th, as you've heard in the emails that have gone out, as well as in this town hall. We're going to host a little gallery here in the office in Vancouver. Now, just because it's in Vancouver doesn't mean that it doesn't include everyone in the company. We're an international company, and we have international employees, and we want everyone's voice to be heard. So if you haven't already, you will have our office out here reach out to you, and if not, reach out to us. We want to try and build on the innovation that we've had this year, and have a day where we showcase our own ideas throughout the entire company. So get together with your teams, whether it's sales and marketing, which is a lot of our international people, as well as Spokane. Get together with your teams, come up with some ideas, and bring them forward for that day. If you have questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out to myself, to Akua, to Emerson if you need any dev questions or dev help, and to Rob himself. Reach out, ask us questions. A couple questions I'm going to cover quick that came up already are who's going to be judging these, because it is going to result in one of these innovation performances being chosen to go into 2019 and be funded and be pushed through development. The judges don't matter. There are going to be judges who are going to be looking at each and every one of these projects, but don't think too much about that. Just think about what you and your team are going to develop. And then the cost. What should we look at for budgeting? Don't think about the budget. Think the other way around. Think about how is this going to impact our customers? How is this going to impact our business? And then work backwards from there. If you can come up with something that is really going to bring our business forward or really going to help our customers in a big way, go backwards from there and see how much it costs in the end. And if the improvements outweigh the costs, then you have a good chance of coming up with a really good innovation process.
And what are some of the tools that we're going to judge by? You know, one of the things I love about this is that not only is it getting everyone talking, get everyone working collaboratively, being creative, there's a little bit of competition too. But I'm guessing, we're in the innovation lab here, and I'm looking on the wall here of all these tools we have. Are we going to be looking to make sure that people are using the toolkit?
Yeah, so a couple of the basic requirements, as I've already mentioned, are the benefit to the customer or the benefit to the business. It can be either or both, as well as what tools are you using. We've got the Innovation Catalyst tools. If you're unsure of what they are, you want clarification, again, reach out. We can run through it again. What tools you're using, and what was your process, your hypothesis to end product, and how you think you're going to get to there. That's all going to be part of the judging process.
Good, great.
Yeah.
And so have fun with this. I think it's an exciting way to wrap up this year, exciting way to end up our exciting year. But again, this is a business initiative as well. It's not just for fun and creativity, which it is, but it's also a business opportunity here to really come up with some new ideas and challenge the way we do things with the customer in mind. So with that, if you have any questions at all about any of the content that was presented earlier about the Innovation Gallery Day, let us know. And if I don't get to talk to you, please everyone have an amazing December. Have a great holiday season. Take care of your families and get a little bit of downtime. And yes, we'll be back in January, going faster than ever. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye-bye.